Tonight, schools are back on the defensive as COVID cases continue to grow in the region.
Plus, some steel workers won't be forced to comply with the federal vaccine mandate. More on their negotiations.
And police give the all clear after a bomb threat sent a local school into lockdown this afternoon.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Briggs LaSavage. Thanks for joining us. After going just a week without a mask requirement,
A Northland school district is bringing theirs back as COVID surges after the holidays.
CBS3's Larissa Millis breaks down the Superior School District's latest COVID-19 data and what it means for the district.
After returning from winter break last week, 65 Superior School District students and 20 staff members tested positive for COVID. Those are the highest rates the district has seen in a month and a half. It's why the school board decided to reinstate a mask mandate beginning tomorrow. That new mandate will require all students, staff, and visitors, vaccinated or not, to wear a mask in any district building. The district had a mandate in place to start the school year. It asked anyone who wasn't eligible for the vaccine to wear a mask. It was optional for anyone who was eligible. Then, just before the winter break, the school district announced they'd be ending that mandate when students got back on January 3rd. Their reasoning at the time was that people had plenty of time to get vaccinated if they wanted to. Now, just a week into not wearing masks, the district will require them again, this time for everyone. Superintendent Amy Starzecki says it's the best option to avoid distance learning.
Ultimately, our priority is to prevent having to move to a virtual model. We do not want to move to a virtual model, so we need to take all steps possible to prevent that from happening.
Starzecki says the district will continue to evaluate case rates and make decisions about the mask policy as data comes in weekly. The district updates their COVID data every Friday. School district leaders collect and post their own positivity rate data, but not vaccination rates. That comes from Douglas County. 23% of Douglas County residents ages 5 to 11 have received at least one dose of a COVID vaccine, while 63% of those 12 to 17 have.
All right, and coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from another Northland school district experiencing a rise in cases and explain how they're responding. That was Larissa Millis reporting live for us in the newsroom tonight. Thanks, Larissa.
No public health emergency and no mask ordinance. That was the outcome of last night's Duluth City Council meeting. The contentious proposal was voted down 7-2. Councilors Derek Medved and Roz Randorf were opposed. However, the council did pass a resolution recognizing Mayor Emily Larson's emergency powers. Larson has the ability to declare an emergency and propose a mask mandate on her own. If Larson were to enact a mandate, council would have 3 days to approve her actions. In response to Larson's emergency powers, city staff released a statement today. They said they'll keep working with her to evaluate data and make a decision using the best information available on public health and pandemic response.
Demand was high for COVID testing in Duluth today. Here's a look at the line at the deck around noon. It stretched from the testing hall, up the stairs, and all the way into the skywalk. A testing center employee tells us their rapid testing software was down for a bit. Minnesota's average positivity rate has now surged to more than 19%. That shatters records as the state grapples with the Omicron variant.
Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, my dog sure enjoyed this warm-up we had today. We finally got out for a nice long walk in the woods, and we all needed it.
Yeah, and my little yipper there didn't freeze to the ground like when it was 30 below. Her little feathers got stuck once a couple days ago. Smooth sailing today for all the canines and a lot of humans as well.
Yeah.
Did start a bit brisk this morning, but didn't finish that way. The Ely number of 14 above, just a problem with the reporting station there at the airport. Otherwise, the 5 below around Hibbing is more likely than normal. 0 in Moose Lake, not so bad. 5 below Grand Marais, not too bad either. Same deal, Ashland, 5 below. It did get as cold as 22 below for Watersmeet, but then a warm front took our temperatures up into the 20s, warmer than normal today. And there's that low pressure system that's skirting along the Canadian border. It'll keep it mild for the next couple of days, and maybe tomorrow morning kick up some light flurries that could add up to about a trace to an inch of snow. Some places have a better chance for the inch, others a better chance for the trace. Tonight, mild, all right. 20 above for a low temp for some towns. Could be cooler inland, but by the lake, 20 above. Mostly cloudy sky gives way to a high of 22 on Wednesday with a 30% chance for some morning snow, just light stuff like I mentioned. Thursday light as well. Friday still up in the air whether it's going to be moderate or miss us completely. We'll give you the latest estimates on what could happen in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. Some Iron Range steelworkers are celebrating this week after their union fought against the implementation of a vaccine mandate.
You'll recall earlier this year, President Biden proposed a federal vaccine policy. It would require employers with 100 or more employees to enforce vaccines for their workforce or weekly testing. U.S. Steel is one of the companies that would fall under the mandate, but not at their Iron Range sites. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham explains why.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, is tasked with implementing the vaccine mandate, impacting more than 80 million workers across the United States. For Mintac and Keetac on the Iron Range, though, that policy won't mean much.
I mean, we are governed by MSHA, and them basically telling us that we're going to follow OSHA policy when MSHA came on and said that they were not going to allow it was the main reason.
MSHA is the governing body for the mining industry since they have different safety needs than other occupations. Unlike OSHA, MSHA has not yet announced plans to enact a vaccine mandate. U.S. Steel issued a statement saying they support all federal mandates where they're applicable. They also plan to openly communicate with their employees about any policy changes. For Steve Bonach, the focus is making sure union members are properly represented.
What we believe in is doing the right thing as a company and following along the way it was directed to be, and that is follow MSHA guidelines. So that's the main thing we argue.
Should MSHA decide to implement their own vaccine policy, Bonach says the union wants a seat at the table.
We would still expect to bargain with the company over it because it is a change of policy. And when there's a change of policy, whether it's in safety like this or not, that they have to bargain with us over it.
While MSHA does not currently have a vaccine mandate, they issued a statement saying they are taking what they deem the appropriate steps to protect miners from COVID-19. That includes recommendations of social distancing, contact tracing, and masking on mine sites.
Minnesota's governor has launched the next phase of a statewide campaign aimed at getting kids vaccinated against COVID-19. The Kids Deserve a Shot vaccine incentive program now encourages families to get their children ages 5 to 11 fully vaccinated. Kids in that age group who get their full vaccine series in January or February can now receive a $200 Visa gift card. Then later in the spring, there will be drawings awarding 5 students a $100,000 Minnesota College scholarship. This is the second time the Walz administration is offering those incentives. For more information on how to apply, you can head over to CBS3Duluth.com.
For the first time ever, the American Red Cross has declared a blood crisis. The Red Cross says blood supply is the lowest it's been in over a decade. Since the beginning of the pandemic, the number of donors has dropped by 10%. All blood types are needed, but especially type O positive and O negative. Platelet donations are also critically low. The Red Cross supplies 40% of the nation's blood and has had to severely limit deliveries due to the lack of supply.
Bad news for America's northern neighbor. The CDC has placed Canada in its highest risk category for travel due to rising COVID cases. The CDC designated Canada as a level 4 on Monday. The agency advises people to avoid traveling to countries in that category. According to Johns Hopkins University, last week, Canada reported its highest weekly total of COVID cases during the entire pandemic. Canada now joins more than 80 other destinations in that level 4 category.
Police gave the all clear at Duluth East this afternoon after determining a bomb threat made against the high school wasn't credible. The DPD got an anonymous tip just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. Students went on lockdown right away while police officers and a canine searched the building. After about a half hour, they said everything was safe. Students went to their 6th period class where they could talk about the incident with their teachers. We caught up with one student who described what she experienced.
So the teacher locks the door, and then in my class we went to the back of the room, which was then away from the door and away from the windows, and then waited for further instruction. In my classroom, no one seemed to be overly scared or panicked.
The district says they also had counselors and social workers ready to offer support. They say they take all threats, no matter how vague, very seriously. Duluth police are still investigating.
Enough is enough. That's what members of the Native community are saying after allegations of child abuse in local foster homes.
Family, friends, and advocates gathered outside the Carleton County Courthouse today. They claim 2 women are abusing the 10 Native children in their care. Pictures and video posted to Facebook support their claims. They say past victims are also coming forward.
But despite reporting the abuse to the Fond du Lac Band, Cloquet Police, and County Human Services, they say nothing is being done to remove the children from the home.
Cloquet Police issued a statement saying they are investigating and are following protocols to keep the children safe. We are not naming the women because they have not been charged.
And tonight at 10, we'll hear from family members about what they say is a pattern of abuse in that community.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, as the pandemic rages on, many folks continue to shop online. How that is impacting mail delivery in Superior. Next.
High temp of 20 today was normal and almost half the way towards the record for the date. It's 42 from 1986. Tomorrow will be maybe a little bit warmer for some towns, a touch cooler for others. Light snow possible tomorrow, maybe Thursday as well. And we'll talk about the latest theories and what could happen on Friday coming up after our break.
I'm telling you, you should open a business.
I wouldn't know where to begin.
I've got an idea.
I hope you like it.
I love it. Just one question. What's that?
It's a chair. New plan. You make the furniture, I make the ideas, NBC makes them happen.
That was always the plan.
Bring us your best ideas. National Bank of Commerce. We make more possible.
Start the new year off right with Menards Bag Sale. Pick up a bag in store and get 15% off everything you can fit in the bag now through January 15th. Whether you pack it, load it, stuff it, or stack it. From light bulbs to tools, snacks, and much more. Fit it in the bag and save 15%. So pick up a bag in store and find out how much you fit in the bag now through January 15th.
Save big money at Menards.
You won't read about my mom in the history books, but she's gonna change history forever. You'll never learn about her in school, but she'll redefine everything we know. She's not a scientist or a doctor, but she's gonna help save a lot of lives. My mom works at MediaCom, and they're going to bring us one of the world's first 10G broadband platforms. Mom says, dream big.
It's that time of the year when we all want a transformation. First we hit the gym, then we try to diet. How about a makeover that will actually last? A bath makeover from Bath Planet. In 2022, we are offering a free premium color upgrade, 2 free accessories, plus no interest, no payments, and nothing down until 2023. So skip the gym and the diet and call Bath Planet or go online to book your appointment today. Bath Planet, out of this world service, down to earth price.
Hi, Russell Nicolay, Nicolay Law Office. If you've been seriously injured, we can help. For the last 14 years, my office has been helping folks like you and holding insurance companies accountable. My award-winning legal team can help you and your family. Remember, if you've been injured, get Nicolay. We win or you don't pay.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Today's warm front took temperatures up and will keep them up overnight. Tonight will be cloudy and warm. How warm? Well, closer to the lake could be 20 above. little bit cooler inland, of course, but still for Wednesday, it'll be on the mild side. And with a low pressure system riding along the Canadian border, there is a slight light snow chance. We'll talk about how light in a minute or so. Later on in the week, though, it will start to cool, and a more substantial low will try to graze our region. Right now, it's a 50% chance we'll get decent snow, a 50% chance it's going to miss us to the southwest. So we'll have to keep tracking this system until the solution becomes a little bit more solid. Right now, it's a little bit wishy-washy and wobbly. But we'll give you the latest theories here after this look at the current conditions. Right now at the airport in Duluth, 21 above. 65% for the relative humidity, west wind, 17 miles per hour, air pressure starting to go down a touch, 29.81 inches of mercury. And of course, with the low on our doorstep, that's the reason barometer readings are going down. Temperature readings are staying up, 14 to 17 in the Upper Peninsula is among our cooler readings at the moment, but still it's a positive number. In Wisconsin, we run from 16 in Hayward to 23 degrees in Solon Springs, with places like Ashland and Superior in between. Minnesota numbers are in the lower 20s towards Cloquet and Carleton, upper 20s for Moose Lake and Barnum, up the North Shore about 12 to 21. Mesabi Range 19 to even 26 there at the very end of the Mesabi around Grand Rapids. Vermilion temperatures upper teens and low 20s towards International Falls. And again, low temps tonight likely will stay above zero for every town. Cloud conditions. Things are becoming cloudier. Today we had a mixture of cloud with a few peaks of sun, but now the clouds are wafting in, and those clouds are associated with a low pressure system that we mentioned is riding along the Canadian border. Warm front that brought through is keeping things mild, and tomorrow morning it could bring a 30% chance for light snow showers from about 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe till noon. And light snow means that for northern Minnesota here, from the Iron Ranges to the border, we could have a trace to an inch. For the rest of us, pretty much just a trace. But another trace to an inch could fall on Thursday. Here's our low pressure system then. Wednesday morning, bringing milder conditions and that chance for lighter snows into Thursday. Its back end keeps the light snow chance going. It's farther to the west that a more substantial system could be backing up this one and bringing us a chance for Friday snow. Some sources think it might go towards a moderate level. Others say it's going to run towards our southwest. And so, like I said just a minute ago here, we're going to have to keep an eye on the situation and give you updates as they become available. Tonight, well, we take a look at Minnesota's low temps, and they could get into the single digits north of the Iron Ranges, but could be 10 to 20, even 24 degrees for the rest of the region. That's warmer than normal. Wisconsin, Michigan low temps, 18 to 22 above. Then for tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan daytime highs after that slight chance for a dusting of snow in the morning run, 23 to 27 above. Minnesota numbers could be as cool as 10 towards Ely and Babbitt, but as warm as 27 down there around Willow River. And that's not so bad this time of year. After the morning flurry chance on Wednesday, we do get a 30% chance for flurries scattered throughout the day on Thursday. Friday is the day in question, 40% chance for something. Right now, we don't know how much, whether it's just going to be light stuff or something snow fans may enjoy and shovelers may not enjoy. But also, once we get towards Friday and the weekend, the 20s go away, but we only fall back into the positive teens. And so it's a step back a little, but it's not as far as we could go.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, hoping for, just a little bit of snow on Friday. Always nice to have a nice dusting. But
yes.
Yeah, 3 dustings is better than 2 dustings and a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm in the camp of not needing a shovel again. There's still a few more weeks. Let's put that.
We have a lot of snow.
Thanks, Dave.
The United States Postal Service is trying to tackle a big staffing problem in the Northland.
They held a job fair in Superior today. The Superior Post Office is looking to fill 15 open positions. Statewide in Wisconsin, they're trying to fill 500. USPS reps tell us today they have enough staff on hand right now, but they do have some backup options in place, which could involve moving office employees onto the mail routes in case the staffing situation were to get any worse. One longtime employee told us it's been a stable career for her.
I've been with the post office 28, almost 29 years, and I have never had to worry about where my next paycheck was coming from. They've been a great provider for me, and we'd like to share that with other people as well.
Starting pay ranges from $18 to $27 an hour. Applications are online, and we have a link to those on our website.
Duncan joins us now for a look at what's going on in sports tonight. Hey, Duncan.
Yeah, well, we got some good Vikings news for the
All
Thursday.
right.
Well, it might not be exactly the Minnesota Vikings, but it's very related.
Okay,
Plus,
okay.
got a lot of Duluthians heading to the Olympics. 2 more UMD Bulldogs on their way to Beijing.
Stay connected to live local CBS3. Check out our exclusive content on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as our mobile app, and join the conversation on today's big stories. CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
Injured? Call Stockman Law Office. Automobile collision injuries involving taxis, Ubers, Lyfts, buses, semis, and motorcycles. Call anytime, 218-576-8599. No recovery, no fee. Stockman Law Office. Serious injuries, serious law.
Hi, I'm Dr. Joshua Larson, a general surgeon at St. Luke's. Specifically in the field of general surgery, I found that I'm often meeting patients at their most vulnerable. I try to empower them with the knowledge they understand their disease process, but I want them to feel confident and comfortable with the direction that their treatment's going. The most satisfying part of my job really is establishing relationships, particularly with my patients, but also with my colleagues and everybody as part of the surgical team. It's very rewarding to all be working together for the common good of the patient that's in front of us.
Hi, folks. Medicare Part C plans with extra benefits like getting money added back to your Social Security check may now be available to you in your zip code. Make sure you're not missing out. It's simple. 1, call the number on your screen. 2, they'll look up your zip code and see if you're eligible. 3, they'll check for plans with extra benefits like prescriptions, dental coverage, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every single month. Call now.
I called to get everything I deserve.
I called to check my zip code for a plan with a benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I called to check my zip code.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. Call, check your zip code, see if you're eligible, and get what you deserve. Call now.
Call 1-800-476-5600. That's 1-800-476-5600 now.
Kristen Bakke is as local as our evening news.
I'm from here. This is my home. I learned how to do a left-handed layup right there. At that hoop, that exact hoop.
Covering the communities she calls home too.
You know, there's nothing phony about it. That's who she is. She's just a natural at it, so I enjoy watching her because she's so good at what she does.
Leaders at Hibbing and Taconite are scrambling at the Menorca mine, family heritage, and iron mining history.
For everything local, watch Kristen Bakke on Live Local CBS3.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Cancer research requires bold and innovative thinking. You may be able to help science uncover the next breakthrough by sharing your patient data and unique experience with researchers. Join Stand Up to Cancer and count me in at standuptocancer.org/countmein.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. It's time for Live Local CBS3 Sports with Duncan Goldberg.
Another dream come true on the ice in Bulldog Country. UMD's senior All-American defenseman and captain Ashton Bell has officially been named to the Canadian Olympic team for the very first time after spending time with the team for the last 5 months. Bell will represent Canada as one of 7 defensemen, a position she has played for only 2.5 years, and will join the team in Beijing next month, becoming the 5th ever Bulldog to earn a spot on Team Canada. She will also be skating alongside a familiar face, former Bulldog and All-American defenseman Jocelyn Larocque, who will be making her 3rd appearance in the Winter Games. Larocque has built a very decorated Olympic resume with a gold and a silver for the red and white. And the Olympics are no foreign environment for the UMD women, as a total of 5 former players will gear up on Olympic ice in this year's games, with a few more still likely to make an Olympic roster. And last night was the college football national championship game, with the Georgia Bulldogs taking down Alabama for their first national championship in 41 years. And shockingly, a Minnesota Vikings star was a major Bulldog fan last night. Just take a look at this run right here, and it might look a little familiar because this guy runs just like his big brother. This Georgia running back is James Cook, and he ran that ball 67 yards and finished the game with 92 yards, helping spark the Dogs to the national championship. And if his name sounds familiar, that's because, of course, it is. He's the younger brother of Viking star running back Dalvin Cook, who was in attendance to watch his little brother last night. James, he's a senior this year for Georgia and is eligible to head to the NFL draft, where he is projected to go as high as the 2nd and 3rd rounds. The Green Bay Packers, where rumors started to swirl last week that maybe star quarterback Aaron Rodgers would boycott the Super Bowl due to COVID-19 protocols. The rumor was started when former NFL quarterback Boomer Esiason said he received the information from a source via text. Well, today Rodgers completely shut down those rumors.
Why would I play into the majority of people in a meaningless Week 18 game? Oh, yeah. And then what I care about and train for in the off season and focus on during the season and manifest thoughts to my teammates to have this on our mind, winning a Super Bowl. You think I would do all that and then boycott the Super Bowl? You don't know me, so stop talking as if you do know me or you have some sort of idea.
You know, I hope they don't make it. That's the whole part I'm thinking, but they might. So, and make sure you tune back in tonight at 10. Full slate of prep sports action. 12-1 Lady Superior Spartans will play host to Duluth Marshall, while the Marshall boys host Superior basketball. Then on the ice, some more action, Superior style. Lady Spartans, they play host to CEC Lumberjacks. We'll have all those highlights tonight at 10 plus more.
Busy night.
Yep,
thanks, Duncan.
Also tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, many UMD students are gearing up to head back to class tomorrow amid a surge in COVID-19 cases due to the Omicron variant. Tonight we'll learn how university leaders plan to keep students safe during the ever-changing pandemic.
Dave, not as many layers needed tonight if you're heading out.
Yeah.
No. And if you're one of my students going to LSC on Thursday, my annual weather class begins for the flight students.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you won't be freezing to death on this journey either. It's a warm spell, and it's a good deal. You know, they have to listen to me for 3 hours.
Lucky.
Yeah, lucky. At least they're not going to be cold. Let's get a look at the 7-day forecast. Warm spell with us, high temps in the 20s through Thursday. Then it will step back just a little bit beginning on Friday. Snow chance tomorrow morning for a trace to maybe an inch. And then tomorrow night into Thursday, a 30% chance for the same thing. Friday's chance is 40% at best. For some places to our southwest, it's probably going to be a big storm. For us, we'll be on the northern fringes, and we may not manage that much at all. Good news for those of us tired of snow shoveling and snow blowing, but for the real hardcore snow fans, we'll feel like we're missing out.
Yeah, I think so. It's always a balance game,
It is,
right?
isn't it?
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.